Bibi Ayesha Subhan. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, lovey?
Wa alaikum assalam. Firstly, I just want to say Jazakallah for having me. Super excited to speak to you.
I'm super excited to speak to you. That's my line. Find another line.
It's a pleasure to meet you also and speak to you in person.
Oh, thank you so much, now, Bibi Ayesha. For the segment that we have dedicated to the matrics, we want to know from your personal experience, how was matric for you, first and foremost?
Well, I was in matric in 2020, and we all know how chaotic that year was
during COVID.
And it was very because we had to go online.
Yes.
And a rapid change for me, because I don't do well when it comes to change.
Not online disciplined.
Yeah. So when those things, lockdown happened, and initially, it was, as a student, you feel, wow, an extended holiday. If I remember correctly, I know the president announced that lockdown was in the school holidays.
Yeah.
And I was happy and, chillaxed. But then afterwards, it started to settle that this is serious.
Yeah.
And I'm in matric, and I had to find a way to do better and study, pass your papers, find a way to actually get through this. Because, no one wants to redo matric. No one wants to write the supplementaries.
All those 12 years.
Yes. So that's what I did.
Absolutely. No. Did you experience any difficulties in the transitioning from physical to online?
Yes, definitely. I did.
And how did you cope with that? How did you overcome that?
I think I made sure that I learned through past year papers.
Yes.
And made sure that I listened. Even though it was difficult, I listened to my teachers during the online classes. I even went as far as to look up YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Because we have access to that. And I learned that, I have to improvise, and I had to adapt to this new environment. And there was no other way to go about it. So I made do with what I had. It was really nice. And also because now I'm in university, studying through UNISA at home. I guess that this matric environment with lockdown and everything,
it kind of built you up for that.
It built me up for that. Yes, it did.
Because we all know there's no lecturers in UNISA. Is that a lie though? Or is it true?
There is, but it's self-learning.
You're self-learning.
Completely self-learning.
So it's a myth, but it's self-learning that you prioritize there in UNISA. Now, you shared with us your matric experience and the struggle that you did overcome with lots of research, of having to study YouTube videos, of having to study past year papers.
Yeah.
How was the feeling of writing matric exam?
Oh, 4 years ago seems like it was the other day.
Are you serious? You're still traumatized?
I still remember my first paper. I remember writing maths. I remember going through those 3-hour papers, afternoon papers. And it's crazy to think that at that time you're so overwhelmed and pressure from society. And now when it's over, no one comes back to ask you what you're doing.
Nobody.
No one comes and asks you what you're doing for a living and what subjects you're doing now in university.
Yeah.
At that time, all the pressure is there. Your family,
lots
society,
of
expectations as well. So yeah, it's crazy, but that's how it's been.
Now, for somebody that is in matric or probably in grade 11 listening right now, what advice do you have for them? I know you already mentioned that, hey, when you are going through that stress of exams, everybody's saying a thing or two, but in the end, they won't come back. Don't stress about them. So prioritize yourself. But what else do you want to add on to that advice?
I think because we all know exams is starting on Monday.
Yeah. And
you already have this built up routine that you did. Don't change it. I know that you are overwhelmed with this exams and pressure from society, and you're nervous, but don't change your routine. You already have your schedule planned out, your meal times, your sleeping patterns, and now suddenly, say for example, Monday you start exams, and Sunday night you decide to pull an all-nighter. You drown in energy drinks, stay up. Monday morning you are having immune boosters, vitamins and supplements.
How did you know? You tried it too, huh?
No, and the thing is, I know sometimes it can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But you're already so
Burnt
out with all of this. And on top of it, you want to implement this new habit and you think that it might help you, but your body, firstly, is not accustomed to this new thing. I mean, you've never pulled an all-nighter and now you want to suddenly do it. I don't recommend it. Another thing is, don't look at your routine of your friends. If your friend is studying overnight and burning the midnight oil, doesn't mean that you as a person you have to do it, because if you are comfortable, and personally I was a morning person, so I studied in the morning, and a lot of my friends studied at night, and I just couldn't, but I stick with my routine. I studied in the mornings, had my meals, and I didn't have energy drinks. There was no Red Bull, no Monster, and I passed. Alhamdulillah, that was what I did. And so I suggest that you just be comfortable in your environment, in your routine, and you'll be fine.
Absolutely. What a pleasure having you join us here, and hopefully we get to speak more the Saturdays to come. Is that a yes or a no?
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe. Okay. We'll confirm that. I'm so sorry. I just realized that I went over time. I do apologize sincerely. But Jazakallah khair so much for everybody that has tuned in, for the messages, for the phone calls. We were supposed to do a competition, but I've been told by management to press that on hold. So we'll do that, inshallah, after confirmation from management.